Not yet. All right, it's still yellow. It's not red. I hit stream and it didn't come back on. Oh, that's weird.
I think that just means the health of the stream. So let's see. Still there.
I put the new name in, 6:15 p.m. draw. Okay, we had a little interruption there because we hadn't stopped it from the previous draw. We've now restarted the 6:15 p.m. draw. You see on the scoreboard, Team Scheiner is up with a big lead early on, the first in, 5-0. Over on sheet A, the Red Stones. This is Brundage, and they jumped out to an early, just 1-0 lead. Oh, so I think I'm on the air.
The stream health is just bad.
Okay. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Up, I don't see. Oh yeah, I'm on mic number 2. I'm good.
Okay, the stream's looking better now.
All right.
I'm gonna let that. It was giving me the beep, so I'm gonna let it charge for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because I actually tried it, it didn't turn on, and I put it back up there, so it only charged for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'll let it charge for a minute.
Okay. Okay. All right. Again, sorry for the interruption. We realized that we hadn't stopped the earlier stream. I thought they had, and so we had to stop that stream and start this one. So it's easy to find them. All right, on sheet C there, a little bit hot. Stone came in and split the other stone. But Reddy is counting 3, but 2 of them are way behind the tee line. So Team Scheiner is calling for the takeout back one. He's sitting on an early lead, so he just wants to cut them down. It's got plenty of weight, and it's definitely going to make contact. They're going to lose the shooter, but that's okay. Biggs said it was deep in the house. He'd probably prefer to lose the shooter. Didn't want to leave something for them to sit on. Okay, so Team Carelli now calling for a draw underneath the guards. Bourbon-soaked grilled pineapple. That's for dessert. I think we're going to have a rush on the bourbon-soaked grilled pineapple. Here they come. And the other dessert is?
Apple crisp.
Oh, some kind of apple crisp. Okay. So come on down and watch some curling and maybe get a bite of apple crisp. Or you could just enjoy it vicariously online. Let's go to the live dashboard and see if I got anybody. All right, Philip West says you are on. Thanks, Phillips. Thank you for that. Now we've gotten a little asynchronous here, so we'll tend to stay with the game that's farther along. You can see over on sheet A, they're just coming out of the hack. So let's very quickly go here to near A and watch this stone come in. They're trying to do a run back on the 2 reds. Boom, boom. And there goes 1 red out the back. Nice shot. Okay. All right, and we'll switch back over. Actually, I can switch to this view. All right, now we got everything sorted out, and we're actually looking at the games as they're being played and going in the right direction. Woohoo! All right, so a nice takeout on sheet C. Took the red out and stayed in play. Yellow's counting. Red has one in the back, 12, and he's calling for a draw underneath all of the guards. Over on sheet A, Ed Scimia's calling for a draw underneath his own guard. So come down the center line and curl out into the 12-foot behind his own guard, or the edge of the 8-foot. All right, his sweepers are pounding on it. They're thinking they're needing to work a little bit to get around the high guard, and they are just past the guard. It looks like it may have ticked it. It's coming straight in, but that's fine, and it curled a little bit. That's a nice shot. Let's take a look at that from over the top. See how much it curled. Okay. It actually slightly overcurled, but that's fine. The camera's distorted a little bit. The front guard is guarding it a decent amount. The opposing skip immediately calls for a draw, and he's going to come around those front reds and try to draw into the house. And the shot's on its way. And over on sheet C, we'll quickly take a look to that, and you'll see the stone coming in, and it ended up in the back 8, that red stone that they're by. So it's now counting. And it back over on near A. Here comes the stone. Oh, it sneaks in, but it doesn't outcount the yellow. So Ed Scimia calls for a freeze on his Yellowstone. He can either guard it or freeze. If it just gets a perfect freeze, that's great, because even if they hit it, then the other one's still going to be counting. So that is the call. Probably like to have it just on the inside of the stone, but anywhere close to it is good. Sweeper's on it pretty hard, trying to keep it from curling. If one sweeper sweeps against the spin of the stone, it can keep the curl from curling too much, and they got it, and now it's coming right down to it, and it's going to bump it and get a little separation. He didn't want the separation, but that's a decent shot. They're counting 1-2. And it looks like they're going to ignore those 2 Yellowstones. Okay, over on sheet A, we just had a straight takeout. We'll take a look at sheet A's house right now. I'm sorry, I said sheet A, I meant sheet C. So the yellow stone in the back close to the broom is what just took out a red stone, so yellow's now counting 2. Okay. Now yellow has a nice substantial lead, so Carelli's trying to manufacture some points, and looks like he's calling to come down and sit on the back yellow. So he's counting, and he can't be easily gotten rid of. That's my guess. Be a decent play. All right, Ed Scimia's back up over on sheet A. Let's just switch to the view so I don't have to try to make sure I catch everything. There we go. You can see both houses because they got 2 people coming out of the hacks right now. Carelli on sheet C, and Ed's vice, Bykowski on sheet A. Bykowski's clearly throwing a takeout. He's trying to take the red stone out in the top of the 12-foot. Looking pretty good. Nose hit, and he's accomplished it, and I believe they're counting 3. Over on sheet C, it curled a little bit too much and just bumped the yellow back, and yellow's still counting 2. So Team Scheiner in control, and that was the hammer on sheet C, so yellow picks up 2. So Scheiner out to a commanding 7-zip lead after 2 ends. So sitting in the catbird seat there. Uh-oh. Elizabeth Telly just gave me that, oh, we're in a little bit of trouble look. But it's early on. There's lots of ends left. Things can happen. Okay, so we're going to focus in on sheet A, because that end is still going on and it's near the end of the end. Let's see who's in the house. Looks like Team Brundage is in the house. I mean, in the hacks, and looks like they're calling for a takeout on Ed Scimia's number 3 stone. Probably hoping for a hit and roll, and with a little kind of with a good hit and a little bounce, they could end up counting. The sleepers are pounding on it. Now they're off. Here comes the stone. Going to give them any. Nope, it just pretty much hits near the nose and takes out the yellow stone. Cuts Ed down to 2. Ed does have the hammer. So Ed immediately calls for a guard to protect his 2. That's what he's talking about anyway. Him and Vikowski are having a discussion, as vices and skips are wont to do. The only interesting thing about this call is there is a wide open draw on the other side, so he is leaving. He wants to protect his 2, and he'll go ahead and challenge the other skip to make the draw. Over on sheet A, we got 1 red stone in the house, and another one coming down. It's just going for the takeout, and actually threw it a little bit wide and missed. So one red stone in the back of the house, quite a ways out near the 12-foot. So not too exciting just yet. Okay, here comes Ed Scimia's. I believe this is his first shot as with the hammer. Again, it looks like he's calling for the tight guard to protect his 2 that are counting. My guess is he does not want this in the house because he doesn't want to leave it easy double. Ed Scimia is definitely one of our best tacticians on the ice. So he's no doubt thought, he puts a lot of thought into the shots and usually pretty good at it. Okay, so Team Brundage is looking at the draw, that open draw that is there. And they're trying to decide what ice. If they can figure this draw out and plop one in the 8-foot or biting the 4-foot, then they're going to put a little pressure on Ed. But it's early on, it's only the second in, so it's not necessarily clear what the ice is. This is a good challenge for the skip to try to do a nice draw to the top 4. They want it to be in front of the house because if it's not, Ed will just follow it down. Perfect shot would be biting a 4-foot, out counting both of Ed's yellow stones and buried. So they're calling for about 4 foot of curl to get back to the button. All right, so they're coming out of the hack right now on sheet C. Again, Team Brundage trying to draw in through the port on the left side from the Vice's perspective. It's a little bit... Okay, so the stone will be coming into view momentarily. I leave it in this overhead shot so you can see it sliding in. And it looks like a good draw. It's not going to curl enough, so it's going to leave Ed a shot for 3. And it just slipped behind the tee line, so it's a little bit heavy. So that's actually very much in Ed's favor. So Ed has to a draw through that same port. All he has to do is get a full 8 foot, and he's got 3. He also has that shot as backing. It's unfortunate it slid a little behind the tee line. Well, unfortunate for Team Brundage, and fortunate for Team Scimia. Now, it looks like Ed is just setting up for the simple take. He's not going to worry about drawing down to it. He's just going to take it. He can see enough of it. He's going to take it out and get his 3. Wants to hit this on the nose so he doesn't lose his stone. Okay, I think our president is back. Oh, he was, and then he wandered away again. Over on sheet C, we still have a fairly clean house. I think we've only got 1 or 2 stones in the house, and they're both way out in the 12-foot. Maybe only 1 stone in the house. I can't see. There's too many colors in the way. To get done with, yeah, there's only 1 red stone. Okay, Team Scimia is pounding the sweep, so he must be a little bit narrow, and he's gonna, looks like he might hit the guard. He just chips the guard. All right, so he's gonna take his 2 yellow. So Ed came out a little bit narrow and takes his 2. All right, Craig Phillips appears to be coming back on the mic.
All right.
Ed just had a shot for 3 and just a little narrow, so he gets 2.
Gets his
he
2
goes
though?
Up
That's
2 to
good.
1. And now we'll switch back over to the long view of the 3, because now they're both going the same direction.
Gotcha.
Nice empty house on sheet C. You didn't miss much. Got 1 guard. We're already into the Vices rocks.
Tully two-step playing front end here for Team Carelli. I love that rock name.
Nice draw behind the guard. It's at least half buried.
No, Red hung up 1 over on sheet A. I think Red stole.
Oh, well.
Was there 1 on the button that you couldn't see because the button's red?
they were close, and it must have been, yeah. Sorry about that. I apologize. I thought that Ed was counting 1 and 2, but
nice shot there by Ardsley Vice. Nick Beaton to make that takeout.
if I went back and reviewed that, I may realize I had simply not looked at it closely. That it was indeed counting number 1. Not the first on-air rock position mistake I've made. Okay, this is just a miss.
And Eric and Larry are disrobing their jackets, so they mean business now.
Throwing down the jacket gauntlet.
As I like to call them, Larrick and Airy.
Larrick and Airy. Okay. Well, thank you for that correction on sheet A. So that means that Team Brundage is actually up 2 to nothing, as versus it being 2 to 1 Scimia, because I misread where the stone was. Oh, lost Craig. Well, Team Scheiner is having a little discussion about what to do here. They're counting 1 behind the red guard. They could peel the guard. They could put another one in. Now it looks like they're going to go to put 1 in. The reason why they might think about getting rid of the guard is just to keep it from being used as a run-back weapon. Looks like they've decided for the draw. Probably try to put the 2 stones right next to each other, parallel, so they can't easily take it out, and they're both counting. That's my guess. Sheet C, the stone is on its way. And it looks like it's going to curl too much. Going to have to go around the other side of the red stone and slide it in. It appears to be what they're trying to do. They're going to make it to the house. Let's go to far C. Take a look at how it ended up there. So they got it in the house, accounting 1 and 2, but the number 2 is definitely vulnerable. You can see at least 2/3 of it. Yeah, you could probably maybe be able to see all of it from the left tack. Looks like they're going to run the red back into the counting stone, which is just about biting the 4-foot. Over on sheet A, Jim Art. It's all juniors on the team here, and Jim Art's one of them, and he's doing a takeout, and he gets a clean takeout on the Yellowstone, and I believe he leaves a biter. I can't tell because we don't have a camera on the straight down on sheet A. Let me just flip this over so you can see that. Sorry, there we go. You can see the red stone biting the 12-foot, and that's the one he just used to take it out. Okay, let's go back to sheet C. John Carelli's run back. Red into yellow is the called shot. He's over curling a little bit. He just peels his own red. He does have one stone left to clean up the mess. That was he wanted to run it back and take it out, but it curled a little too much on him. He does have one stone left. He does have the hammer. Team Scheiner's done a good job of keeping red stones out of the house. Unfortunately, Carelli just got rid of one of his own. All right, so Team Scheiner's going to put a guard up, I believe. All right, so here comes Team Scheiner's guard, and it is going to be a guard. It's actually going to be decent. It's going to drift a little bit too much, curve a little bit too much at the end, and flipped in. So interestingly, this leaves a triple. Now it's the hammer. So does he want to try to just blast him out, or just take his draw for one? He's way behind, so the safe play is to take your one and move on, because that's the best you can do. Blasting him really doesn't do him any good. If you blast him perfectly, he gets one. He draws down, he gets one. So he's going to come and draw down and try to bump the yellow that's counting, closest one.
Yeah, that looks like his shot. Stick around in the 8-foot somewhere.
All right, I'm going to switch over to the 3-sheet view, so keep an eye on sheet A also.
A lot of guards up now.
Yeah.
Leads did their jobs.
Let's see.
Sort of.
Looks like yellow in the back, so Ed's counting one.
And this is the vice here for Brundage. She's just going to draw in.
Yeah.
Maybe come down and sit somewhere behind those guards up there. Doesn't look like it's curling.
Oh, and sheet C, it also didn't curl enough, and he ended up peeling, and he's going to give up. Let's take a quick look here.
2.
RC looks like, oops, they're pushing him. I think it's 2 yellow.
Yeah, it's 2. All right, I'm going to go over to sheet A here.
All right. Hey, Fred, if you happen to turn left and grab a Diet Coke at some point. Okay, Okay, Justin Art's draw is on its way.
And that one's hanging out. It's gonna
crash the guard, and it may push the guard in. So that's it looks like it's gonna make it, but it's not clear if it's counting a back.
It is not. That yellow is still counting in the back.
In the back, okay. So right now it's counting one.
It's all about the weight, as we said.
All about the weight.
Brundage does have 2 stones that he can bump back, but there is a high guard that's kind of making it hard.
There were 2 unusual shots.
We'll stay with sheet A for a little bit here because they're near the end of their end of the game 2, 3, 30.
All right, that was Dave Vikowski's shot that tapped the red up.
Right. Not a typical Dave Vikowski shot.
Yes, it was.
So she's going to just drop it through the portal without... Will it overcurl or undercurl? What do you think, Mike?
I think it'll overcurl, but
I don't know. They
just draw it in.
Yeah, the teams are trying to figure out this line here. It hasn't really curled back as they thought it was gonna.
I guess it's gonna have
Yeah,
so they're
that left side was, if it was when we were playing the last game, if you're inside the 4-foot line, it would curl quite a bit. If you're outside of it, it would kind of hang out.
Looks like that's been consistent for this game over here. So
yeah.
Throw the other handle maybe and bump it up and maybe split it.
Yeah, exactly. I would be coming right up with it.
We're so good at this from back here.
God, we're good. Oh, yeah, we're really.
Okay.
Libby's stone is off.
What?
That doesn't feel like
On its way, looks like it's going to try to do a little promote.
Right on the nose.
I can hear the
But it might not.
I can hear Alf saying it's going to hit the guard, and he called
Look at
it.
this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it didn't. Uh-oh. Sweep it out.
It's going to push the guard right out the back.
It's going to clear, but it's going to stay in play.
Oh, it is it counting? Oh, it's in play, but it's off the
It's out of the house, yeah.
Out of the house, okay.
But it's a neck breaker.
This is a bizarre.
Okay. Yeah, the skip trippers, what I call them. Skip trippers.
Who's your play-by-play down there?
Mr. Steffen.
Not Greg.
Oh, it's still early on, and right now there's 1 red and 1 yellow in the house. The red is slightly protected by high guard. So Carelli's trying to find a way of crawling back into this. He does have 1 protected, but the guard's pretty high. So they're calling for the takeout. And now they're thinking again. I think inside out they have a chance of getting to it. Thanks. I don't know if there's enough curl outside in. Yep, now they're calling for the inside out. All right, Ed Scimia's coming back down the ice on sheet A. What's the called shot?
It looks like he might be trying to hit. I don't, because I think Libby's got the promote with those, so he might be trying to take away that promote.
Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick look at here. See here, stones coming into the house.
Both desserts.
And all right, and, oh, he swept it out the back.
Because I told him what he needed to hear.
Ed's shot is on its way. He is going to run that out. But is it going to jam?
Oh, yeah, it is. Oh, yeah.
Oh. Mission accomplished by Ed there.
He didn't stick around.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to take his own.
They had a lengthy...
So there were 2 reds up in front of the house, and Ed took care of taking one of them out.
We'll call it a timeout. Okay. 3 minutes.
Yeah. But they're still playing slow.
Yeah, here's the stone coming in on C. It looks a little toasty. It's going to go behind the T line. The question is how far can he sweep it out? And he's sweeping hard. It looks like he might be able to get it out the back. Yeah, just a little toasty. Okay, so Team Brundage here. Is this the hammer on Scott's?
No, this is Libby's last rock. Ed has hammer. Libby looks like she's going to. She looks like she's going to try to bring a stone in, maybe split in her reds. If the curl's there.
Yeah.
But right now, Ed is sitting 1, and it's pretty junked up. But
Right.
If
He'll
Libby
probably-
blocks that lane, it'll make this a draw for 2 tough for Ed. I think that might be what her shot is. Or she.
Here comes Sheep C, and they kind of going for the takeout. Oh, the jam. Doesn't matter. They did they lost their shooter though. So yellow's counting one. Red's got one way back to the back, which is actually slightly guarded. So Carelli maybe calls for a draw underneath that guard. We'll go back so we can see A. They're having a discussion down at the other end now.
Actually, they're white-footed and
Oh no, I'm sorry. They're ready. They're setting up.
She switched to promoting her
So this is Team Brundage, and it looks like she's either trying to draw in or split or bite her in the
They
front of the
moved.
house.
They moved the broom, so I think it's a straight draw now,
Okay.
or a tap.
And Carelli is going to pull off a very nice draw shot here over on Sheep C.
It's curling now.
Yeah, okay. Okay, let's go back to watch this stone come in. And, oh, yeah.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
It's gonna, yeah, it's going to go out the back, though. Oh,
Wow.
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Very nice shot by Libby to take out the yellow in the back, and now she is sitting 1-2. So, but Ed's got that whole side of the sheet to draw the. He's just got to bite 8. So.
Yeah, that was a nice shot. I didn't realize it did until late that it actually had a chance of getting Ed's, and it did.
Yeah, it's interesting the way those 2 red guards are staggered there. It didn't look like it had a chance, but she threaded that pretty well.
All right, over here on Sheep C. Oh, nice shot. Scheiner just sneaks in and chips Carelli's counter out, and it's now sitting 2. So Carelli looking at 2 stones counting the house. They're both wide open. So he's calling for the hit and roll off the one that's on the button. We'll go back to the full look at the far end so we can see sheet A. Yeah, unfortunately, they're both getting ready to throw, so we'll stay with sheet A because it's later in the end.
Ed's shot is on the way. Weight looks okay.
Carelli is calling for the hit and roll.
Larry and Eric are staying off it for now.
Yeah, it looks a little wide from here, but it's kind of hard to call.
Nope. Nope. It's the line's really good. It's just got to slow down.
There we go.
This is going to slow down. This could be a nice shot. T-line.
One for Ed, right?
1 for Ed.
All right, so
Nice shot.
2-1 on sheet A. Ed found his draw weight nicely.
2 great skips rocks there to finish that end on sheet A.
Unfortunately, Carelli's hit and roll missed, so the house looks exactly the same. And Scheiner's going to protect it. And the call, I believe, is for a dart up front. So he's decided on his ice. He's given him 3.5 foot of ice. Looking to put this in the top of the house, but no deeper. Protect the one right on the button. Okay, now we're both going the same way, so let's switch here to this look. You'll see both sheets coming down towards the warm room.
Because it's a really thin one, and I could put it on and go to the beach and then already sell it and
Comes
swim
the sheet C stone into the top of the house. That went a little deeper than I think they wanted it to, because that does give Carelli a chance to double. Now, he may just want to kind of rattle him around and leave his right in the pocket and leave some backing. Because he'd, of course, like to score more than 1 here. He'd like to get 2 or 3, down a bit. But he's staring at 3 yellow stones, counting all within the 8 foot.
we're flying down to Brazil to start with,
If it's nice out.
Craig, the Ardsley team is
They're flummoxed by my broom holders.
they are. I think they're loving these things.
You gotta pull all, they're checking them out.
Yeah. I might want to throw some in.
Because they don't scratch the brooms.
That's good.
All right, this got a sheet C. This is going to curl and go right into the pocket, but it didn't curl enough. Probably going to be number 2.
It's a nice shot, though.
Look, at it from above.
Emily Winter's first shot is going to come into the house, or is it going to be a guard?
right off the coast. But
Nope, it is in the house,
Just to the top of the house.
and Ed is choosing to ignore it and draw behind his guard.
that they do these things.
Some of them I play well. There's always a funny one.
Now Scheiner may choose. That's interesting because it's gonna be hard to get rid of. He may very well just concede the one and surround it and leave the one counter in there and make it impossible for Carelli to score two. He's got a nice 7-zip lead, so he doesn't need to worry about one.
Very opening.
Yeah, but if he hits this good, then he can line up to knock the other one out with his next one.
Sheet A.
It's a nice shot by Eric here on sheet
shot
A.
coming in underneath the guard and out counting Ed.
He is counting.
I could do it 1,000 times.
Sorry, Ed is counting.
Right.
Ed is counting.
That was a good shot by Ed.
But it looks like Libby wants to bump their own into Ed's yellow and just kick that one out to the side there.
And maybe leave theirs, on the 8-foot and possibly guarded by the shot rock. Which is on its
Sweepers
way
are
right
off
now,
it.
So we'll stay. Yeah, they don't think it's going to curl enough. Here it comes. It's going to just It's just going to chip it.
That's a nice shot. Very nice shot by Emily.
It pushes Ed's shot out where it's vulnerable and leaves two counting red shots.
Yeah.
All right, over on sheet C, got the dice and the skip checking out the shot. They're trying to figure out how to possibly get 2 out of this.
And then we would sit somewhere else.
There you go, Scimia's set up, so we'll go back over to sheet A. And
I think they're trying that draw again. The one that Eric just threw.
they just want to be, they draw underneath the guards and be counting too.
And then as far as the strumming goes, you got to go.
Now Ed doesn't have the hammer, so that's part of his thinking.
The only thing is we have an overnight flight to
And that was like the only part.
Shots on its way. The sweepers are just cleaning.
Totally. That's hot.
Like he might do a hit and roll off his own, whether he meant to or not. He's going to get the hit. And the roll. Yeah. You think that was the called shot, or was that a plan B?
That's a plan B. I don't think that was the called shot.
Okay.
But that is as good a result as you can ask for right there.
Exactly.
And they're 1-2.
All right, here's Carelli. Looks like he's just going to try to maybe bump his red and push the yellow back and be counting two. He doesn't want to move it back too far. He wants the backing so that they can't just clean him out. Oh, and he's a little wide, and he might hit the high guard. Up there it goes. There it goes. Coming in nicely.
I would try and take it out and then take it.
Yeah, this is a decent-looking shot here. If it's got enough on it, it may not have enough to move everything. Oh, and it chipped off his own and went through. Oh.
Justin is going for a peel here.
Okay, let me see if I can get over there quickly. And there it is. And there
Maybe a double.
Oh, no! The 20-foot double.
And
Okay, I don't think they were counting on that, but they, they did get rid of another edge stone, so it could end up mattering.
And they kind of buried a corner guard there.
Yeah.
So that was a nice, nice to get that double there.
It's a good peel and a little extra bonus double on the back yellow. So
Ed
I
wasting.
presume is going to guard this.
Yeah, he's going to put that guard back up. Wasting no time.
All right, we're going to switch back over to, we got both people coming. Okay, so I'm going to switch here to so we can see both houses. We got two stones coming in. One's being swept hard. The other one is just being moseying down to the house with no help at all. You can see the sweepers over on sheet A. And the sweepers just kind of moseying on. All right, little bump. Nice shot by Team Scheiner. The count 2, I believe. Let's take a look at this guy from near C, from directly above. Yes, they're definitely counting two.
We weren't afraid.
Two of them on the button, or biting the button. Okay, let's go back over to near A. Got a stone coming in, definitely takeout weight.
So I've just been informed that we do not have enough whipped cream to cover the amount of apple crisp that we made.
Oh my, it is a tragedy.
These are the things you do not, you sometimes, if you let your guard down for 1 minute at a Bonspiel, this is what happens.
All right, we'll take a look at sheet C here. You can see Team Carelli trying to decide how to get out of this pickle and maybe get two out of it. It looks like they could hit they could go into the pocket and bump one yellow out. They need to get rid of both of the yellows, so.
Over on sheet A, looks like Justin Arndt's second shot bumped his own red out of the way, leaving Ed's yellow on the button, and now Dave Bykowski is being called to throw that guard up.
Yeah, and here we're looking at the shot right now. The shot's coming in. Should come into view momentarily. They're pounding it, so they're going to leave it as a high guard. They're going to let it die. As long as it's near the center line, it'll do its job. It's going to slightly over curl.
No, that's going to be a nice shot.
Yeah, that's good. They may be able to see half of it. It's a little bit of distance.
From where I'm sitting, it's maybe a third at best. So I think Libby's calling for a more of a draw bump back than an actual take.
Come down and just bump it.
Yeah, there's no take out there.
Okay, it's on the way. Carelli's in the half, but he's not throwing yet. So I'm gonna stay on sheet.
Sweepers are on it right away, but it looks like it's got plenty.
Yeah, they're off now. How much is it gonna miss the guard by? Oh, it's wide.
Yeah.
They're sweeping hard to try to get a little curl, but it's gonna go right by.
Yep.
Okay, here we are with Carelli. So Carelli's going for the takeout, and I'm afraid he may have pitched it just a little bit. And he missed. Oh, and a flash. Okay, so that's unfortunate. It's just a little bit wide. And they're pushing the stones. That was the hammer. So I believe it's 2 yellow.
Dave Bykowski's second shot, going to be another guard. Stagger 3 guards off the center line there. That'll be put up a nice wall.
Yeah, didn't get that steal.
He wants to come right to the 8.
Looks a little toasty to me. I think it's going to come in the house. It's slowing down now. It's going to be top 8. Oh, they're sleeping for the freeze. Yeah, gets the freeze. That could be doubled out though.
Not where that center guard is.
Okay.
I don't think she has the angle to come across enough. But
enough to get the
I think she'll split it off enough to the side to where it'll be open. So that would be the best result.
Straight down at that, because that's the last shot, I think. Oh, and Sheet City is packing it in. All right, so Carelli said enough is enough. And
this looks like it's going to peel.
So Team Scheiner gets the win on Sheet City. And it is a little bit did not curl. Yeah.
Appeal works there for them. So.
Yeah, we still have skip stone, so there's still work to be done over there. Team Scheiner looking pretty good in that match there. They're pretty much in control all the way. Team Scheiner coming in off the ice.
Ed's turn to throw this guard.
All right, we got the overhead view on. And Ed is counting too, so he's looking to just make it hard for them to get to those. He wants to put this out just off the center line to the right from the Vice's perspective. Question is how close, not in. Don't want to make it easy for doubles and triples.
There's likely only going to be 7 ends in this game.
Okay, yeah, they got 32 minutes left, and I think you're probably right. Oh, Ed's not happy with it. I think he came up a little light. It's not going to overcurl.
It might They got it over the hog though.
Okay, if
So-
they get a little bounce, they could get, just kind of ran out of juice, came up a little light. So it does leave open the, now they got a definite shot at the double.
Now it's doubles there, yeah.
Yeah. And they're looking at the ice. I'll tell you what, in my game, I had 3 stones that went 2/3 of the way down the ice and then went sideways. So I'm afraid they may have suffered the same fate, and they're checking it out. And sometimes you get a little bald spot in the ice where it didn't get pebbled enough, or where somebody fell, and it can create some interesting problems.
It's interesting. There are some marks on the ice in the path of his stone.
Yeah.
That look like maybe it grabbed something.
I know that it happened to me multiple times in the last draw. I had a takeout that went all the way to the wall that started out with plenty of weight right down the center line, if not on the other side of the center line. But, you know, these things happen. Okay, so the takeout try is on its way.
First name?
Come on, guys. Come on, guys.
Lady Brundage's shot, and it's got plenty of weight, and it's going to definitely get it. Yeah, I think she's got it. Oh, but she didn't get rid of Ed's shot. So,
No, she didn't clear it. So Ed got an open hit there too.
So Ed can nose this and be counting too. He may want to hit it and slide over in front of his, but he doesn't want to go the other way because then he risks a jam on his own stone.
Start to fire up.
So Rick and I were sitting in the dark until the bus came and showed its headlights.
Right on. Oh, it is you, Rick.
So what's the call?
Yeah, okay.
And actually, you know what?
Looks like a straight hit call.
Put this away.
The broom's right next to the stone, so he's not expecting much curl. He ran out of juice again. All right, here comes Ed's takeout. They're sweeping hard. Oh, uh-oh. This might jam on. Oh, it chips his own stone out and leaves. After everything is said and done, there's one red. So red has a shot for 2 here to take a 4-1 lead. They could either, let's see here. Yeah, they can simply throw the draw, or they could take out the yellow. Looks like they might be throwing to come down and bump the yellow out. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. I think they're just drawing. Oh, the draw's wide open, so why not just throw the draw? No reason to go way out there to the edge after the yellow. All right, so Libby Brundage is coming out of the hack, drawing for 2 to take a 4-1 lead, and after 4 ends. The sweepers are pounding on it pretty hard, so they're a little nervous about the guard and the weight. One or the other. I can't tell if it's line or weight they're going for. And they're past the guards. They're still pounding on it. They got to make it all the way. Oh, it's going to be close, and it comes up. I don't know. Oh, it's close, but it's like it's fractions of an inch or an inch. Well, they're pushing it, so they've made their decision. I'll wait and see if they put up on the scoreboard. I think that she got it. What do you think, guys? Did they get that? We'll just wait and watch what happens on the scoreboard. Okay, so we're now going to switch to where we can see far A. Again, we don't have an overhead camera on sheet A, so we'll just use this one. Carelli and Scheiner ended early. Scheiner jumped out to an early lead and hung on to it. So Team Brundage is going for a centerline guard. It doesn't look like it's going to make it back. So they kind of put up a corner guard. So a little opportunity here for Team Scimia. They're going to match it with a corner guard to the other side. So they got stones to hide behind. Got a new rule in effect this year. Instead of 4 free guards, which is 4 stones out in front of the house that can't be taken out, now you can put, you go 5 stones before you can take one out. So Ed called for a corner guard on the left side looking down the ice. And the sweepers are on it now. They're off. Looks like they got a pretty good shot. They want this to come down parallel to the one that's already there. And that's what they've got. Now they got 2 stones to hide behind, one of their own and one of the other team. Okay. Emily Winter's second shot is on its way, and it looks like it's going to be a nice center line guard. They're sweeping hard to bring it all the way to the top of the house, right in front of the top of the house, and it's a beautiful shot. Yes, that is a near perfect center line guard. So Ed Scimia decides to use his corner guard. He's calling for the draw in underneath it. Wants to put this in front of the tee line, but behind the yellow guard. Sweepers are on it early, and they're going pretty hard. I think it needs a little bit to get all the way there. Now they're really pounding on it, and I think they went ahead and came up and just let it go. They're just going to leave it as another corner guard because it just didn't have enough on it. So now Libby's second, Justin Arndt is coming up, and it looks like Libby is calling to draw in underneath Ed Scimia's guards. It could be a tap, just depends on the weight he's throwing here. Although he's got a beautiful centerline guard, I think they want to leave that alone. So I think they're trying to put another guard. Yeah, that's where she put her broom. She is calling for another guard, just to the left of her already nicely placed one. And it's coming in. It's a 2 guard. Now it's a 3 guard, and that's just fine. That was exactly what she called, actually. So Ed is calling to put one out in the wings, going to draw through the port, go down the center line and just miss that red guard and go underneath the other red guard. So he's going to miss the red guard on the center line and go underneath the other one.
Are you okay? Yeah.
Shots on its way. Sweepers are on it a little bit early. They think it's light, I believe, the way they pounced on it. And it looks like it may also be a little bit narrow. Looks like it's going to crash on the front guard the way they're sweeping. They came off, too, so they knew it was going to hit the guard, so they just came off. And it ends up just bumping the guard. A very busy front of the house here. So Emily appears to be going for the tap for sure now. Going to try to tap her centerline guard into the house and leave a centerline guard.
you were looking at him, but then it hit a rock and it came right at your face. I say, watch the rock.
All right, so Justin's shot is on its way. They're sweeping it. They need to hit the nose, and they do. It's a gorgeous shot, and they're gonna just drag that stone right into the 8-foot. So it's guarded in the 8-foot. Very well done. So Team Scimia now is probably looking at the run back double here. They hit it, the front one just off the nose. They can clear out those 2 red stones. All right, here comes that takeout. And it's got plenty of energy. Boom, boom. And it got rid of one of them. It didn't have enough angle to get rid of both of them. Did clear them out. Left one stone biting the 8-foot. But the shooter is sitting there, kind of waiting to be tapped up. My guess is that Emily will either eliminate that yellow stone or just guard it. Yeah, she's looking at the draw underneath it. Interesting call. Now she's pointing out in front of it, like thinking about that. So we'll see what they decide. It looks to me like she's settled in on the guard, but the weight tells me she's going to draw in behind it. The sweepers are on it hard, so they're trying to probably keep it from bouncing off a yellow one, too. Oops, it's going to hit the yellow, but doink. And put the yellow stone in the house, but it's, yeah, I think the red is still counting. So that no great harm done. But it does open up the draw for Ed, and he takes about 2 seconds to indicate the draw in underneath those 2 guards. Dave Bykowski's in the hack. Let's watch this here. We're actually going to watch Dave come out of the hack. You'll see how straight he is and how stretched out he is. Very nice form. There he goes. Okay, now we'll switch back. Watch his stone come down. See if he pulls off see if that beautiful form leads to a beautiful shot. Looking good, except it's a little bit light. They're hammering it. They can get it by that last guard. Okay, it just ticked the guard. Okay. So it's a little light, so it curved a little bit too much. Well, still very nice form out of the hack. All right, so Libby's calling to have a takeout on Ed Stone. Sweepers are on it hard. I think it's going to curl a little too much, I think. And boom. Oh, they went for a plan B there. They're trying to run that. Oh, so they end up splitting the red one in. They are counting 2, but the yellow stone is in a nice position to be bumped up. My guess is that Ed will go for the tap here, but we'll see.
Yeah, Barry, that's your goal this game. Stay on your feet.
Okay, so judging from Ed's broom, I think he is going for the tap, but he could be just trying to draw through the right side to the right of his own stone. And I'm guessing the weight says tap. And they're sweeping hard. And now they're off of it, so it's got enough. And here it comes, and there's the tap. And a little roll, and underneath all the guards, and beautifully done. So he's counting 1, and it's highly protected. It does leave a draw down to it, so Emily can certainly make it so Ed can't get less likely to get two. Don't know whether they can get to that Yellowstone and chip it out. The broom placement tells me that they may be going for that, so they can throw hack weight and chip the Yellowstone out. I can't tell how much they can see. It's hard to tell from the opposite side of the sheets. All right, let's watch her come out of the house here. Our juniors also all have very nice form, so you'll see her come right across the center of your screen. Or junior alumni, alumnus. There she comes. Let's see how it ends up. They're sweeping hard. Again, trying to curl in and bump the yellow one out. They're a little worried about the guard. Looks like they're past the guard, and it's a beautiful shot. A beautiful shot. And Scimia's stone is gone. It's Ed's team. It wasn't his stone. It was Dave Bykowski's stone. It was a beautifully done shot, leaving red counting 3, Brundage counting 3. Ed immediately puts the broom down and calls for the hit and roll on the counting stone. So let's watch Ed come out of the house. I said out of the house, I mean out of the hacks. So Ed is in the hacks. You'll see him come out real soon here. This is illustrative of, I believe, a takeout slide. If I've got the call right. There he comes. Again, very nicely lined up. Judging from the speed there, he may be... Yeah, I think he is trying to bump it out. So it's a light takeout. Oh, it's going to curl enough. Boom, there's the hit. The red stone is gone, and does the yellow stone stay counting? Oh, I can't tell. It's yellow. Who's counting? Red's 2? Okay, yeah, so Ed slid just a little bit too far, and red is counting 2. So Ed's didn't curl enough there and ended up doing a little bit more of a peel. All right, Team Brundage is taking a careful look at this and is calling to guard up their 2 counters. They're going to put one in they're going to block the draw line because they know Ed they don't want to leave Ed as simple as draw.
Bounce plus. The bounce plus 200 are like excellent. Perfect. What's the ruling on A? Are they getting extra time because of the measuring? They're going to get an extra, I think, 3 or 4 minutes, but it's not going to matter. I think they're far enough behind them where they're still only getting 7.
Yeah, the measuring machine, the measuring instrument was jammed. Okay, here comes Libby. Stone's on its way. She's trying to put a guard up in front here, I believe, just to block the draw line to force Ed, so Ed has a hard time getting his 1.
They might make it, though. I mean,
and here it comes.
4 minutes and 17 minutes left.
This looks like a beautiful guard. It's going to be right at the top of the house and plugging up that hole. So leaves Ed with a tough shot to get away with 1. May take a little thinking here to see if they can figure out a way to get 2. It's not obvious to me. And I think he's just really hoping to figure out a way to get the 1 and carry on. seems to have made his decision. Right, so he may just be trying to skinny his way through that tight port on the left side, just miss his Yellowstone and slip in. He's only got to get to full 8 foot to get his one, but it's a tight port. Another possibility is he's going to try to hit his yellow into the red, but at enough of an angle to slide in, but that's pretty tough, so big shot for Ed here. Doesn't want to fall behind too much. Shot's on its way. The sweepers are sweeping. Looks like they're sweeping to a... Oh, now they're off. And it looks like it's... Oh, and he gets a tick. And it's all about how much weight it's got. And he pulls it off and gets the one. All right, very nicely done. The warm room is very appreciative of that tick shot. And Ed sneaks in and gets his one. So it's now 4-2 on sheet A. Team Brundage does still have the lead. Ed is happy to escape there. That was a tough shot, and he pulled it off nicely. And that was the fifth end, I believe. And we just... All right, we just went for the mood lighting in the warm room. Joel Lineker must be somewhere near a light switch. Okay, let's switch to the opposite house.
I know they do. I know they do. Just saying I'm not on the phone.
So Ed Scimia did get one, and his team is throwing their first shot. And a called, I believe, center line guard. And it looks like they're going to get it. The stone's coming across the hog line right now. It should come into view, and it's heading towards the center line. So it's going to be a nice center line guard. Within about 3 feet of the front of the house. Well done. Okay, we got a table going down the side of the sheet. Not sure why. All right, out here they come. Libby Brundage's first shot, and it's, I'm guessing, a called corner guard, and it's coming across the. It's a little bit tight. It's gonna. They may actually try to pull this in so it doesn't end up being a center guard. All right, didn't curl it as much as they thought, so we got 2 center guards. Ed immediately calls for another center guard. Flog it up the middle.
Well, maybe not. When league play starts, we'll get the. You can still get off Tarrytown. What foot are you using? We're gonna call you what foot?
All right, so Ed's second shot is on the way. The call is for another high guard, or for a high guard, out in front of his tighter guard. So he's got 3 stones out front, making it hard to get to the button. And the sweepers think it's good, and there's a little sweeping to bring it over. That's a nicely shot. That's pretty much exactly where Ed put his broom. So I think that was exactly what he wanted. Team Brundage is going to try to counter to draw in. Draw around all those guards. Put one in the house. Top 8, top 4. So the race to the 4 foot has begun. So the sweepers are on it hard. They may be worried about it over curling and hitting one of the guards. They're just pounding away. Now they're off, so it's either, yep, it's past guard 1. It's going to just touch guard 2. Yeah. Okay. May have come off a little early, but not a bad shot. Didn't make it to the house, though. So Ed, I believe, is calling to actually remove that red stone and just do a hit and roll. Slide into the top of the house. The weight certainly looks like a hit and roll kind of weight. Sweepers are just cleaning it. Stone's on its way. Dave Bykowski is just making sure it doesn't pick on anything on the ice. Now he's coming off and the stone's coming in. It's going to end up being a little bit light. Yeah. Now, I'm not for sure. He may have actually called the draw there and they just came up light. So Libby does not like all those guards. She's calling to start clearing stuff out in the front here. I don't know if it's a straight peel or whether she wants to try to run it back and maybe get rid of 2 yellows. Got lots of weight. We're definitely going to be moving stones around here. Question is how many and how far will they go? Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so peeled 1 yellow almost off the sheet. Another yellow did get bumped into the house, but it's wide open, so Ed may try to protect it now. He's looking at it. He's actually, looks like he's calling to use his own Yellowstone to do a hit and roll. So he's going to sacrifice his stone, or they're just throwing a draw. I'd have to wait and see the weight. Yeah, they're just throwing a draw. That's fine. And leaving it in play and just drawing. Yeah, it's a wide open draw, so. Sweepers are pounding away. Looks like they're going to hit the guard. Doink. Yep, they hit the guard. That actually didn't. That ended up okay. It ended up guarding the one that's in the house. I don't think that was the called shot, but that's okay. Team Brundage immediately coming up pretty quick and got their shot underway, and that looks like another takeout with the weight it's got. It's going to try to hit the red into the yellow up front there. And boom. Oh, we're trying to double out the oh, nicely done, actually. Sorry. That was definitely what they planned, and they did it very nicely, and they took out Ed's. They ran the guard into the counter and got rid of them both. The problem with looking from the side, it's not always obvious what the shot is, but that was a good result. Here comes Dave Bykowski's shot with Ed watching intently in the house. Looks like they're trying to just draw in, but it's okay. They're hammering away, so it may be a little narrow. Maybe it's going to chip the guard. Yeah, it's going to come up a little short and just kind of nuzzle into the front there. All right, still leaves an open draw to the button, but it does line up a little bump for Ed if he chooses to use it. Libby immediately calls for that draw through the port. Sweepers are on it hard. I think they got it out in the weeds and it just dug in on them. And this has this is danger of hogging. And yeah, they've come up off of. They actually decided to let it hog, and so they're pushing that one back into the home bases. Kind of took a little too much off for the draw. And the Bourbon pineapple is disappearing rapidly.
Not going to be.
All right, so Dave Bykowski's trying again, and also again trying, I believe, the draw. He could be doing a hit and roll, but that's weight's definitely the draw weight. It was an obvious hit and roll there, but he's definitely, with the weight he threw, is throwing a draw. No, I don't know. I take that back. They were sweeping it hard. Yeah, no, this is the draw. It's going to be a little too toasty, though. Not bad. It's going to be back 8. It's going to be buried back 8, so the only problem with that shot is I can now chase it down and come down and use it as backing or just use it to provide backing for later. And that is the call. They're calling for the top 4. It's too far back to be just sit on it because Ed would just follow it down. So the call is for the draw to the top for the 4 behind the guards, out counting the back one. This looks a little toasty, actually, and it also looks a little wide. I think something may have happened to that shot. Yeah, it's like going against its spin. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. It picked or so. Yeah. Well, they threw the wrong handle. I couldn't tell for sure. You may have noticed they actually stopped that stone. That's because they were sure it was going to hit the sidewall and then impact the stone that's in play. So instead of having to worry about putting the in-play stone back to where it belongs, once they knew it was going to be out of bounds, which is right near the wall, there's a dark line, they just went ahead and stopped the stone. All right, so Ed Scimia with his first, I believe, got to be his first stone. Yes, as Skip without a hammer. So he's throwing a draw. Going to try to do what the last shot was wanting to do. He's going to put this on the 4-foot. It's all about the weight. Let it curl. Looks like it's got the weight. They're hammering. Now they're on it. So slowing down. It's looking pretty good. They're past the guard, so it's a little wide, but it's coming in nice. And okay. All right. So he is counting 2. Unfortunately, didn't curl enough to bury, so it does leave open the hit. And leaves open a possibility of a double. But they're expecting a fair amount of curl here if they're going for the hit. So I'm not sure. They may actually be just trying to draw the 4-foot. It's a lot of curl for a takeout. But I'm not on the ice. I don't know how much it's curling now.
My retinas are getting burned.
Well, no.
All right, Libby's first stone is on the way. She does have the hammer. And I believe she's just trying to take Ed's stone out. Would like to take out at least the front one and could pull off a double. The sweepers are on it hard. It chipped the guard. Okay. Just curled a little too much. So Bykowski motions quickly for Ed to put up the guard, and Ed agrees. So Ed needs a guard here to protect his 2. He wants it to be probably a 2 guard. Doesn't want it too close to the house. Doesn't want to leave it easy double. All right, he's coming out of the hack. Stone's on its way. The sweepers are just kind of walking along with it. They think it's got plenty of energy. This may actually come into the house. Depending on where it ends up, it could still work if he gets a little bump. Yeah, it's plenty hot. It's a little bit toasty. And a little bump is okay. And there it is, bump. Okay. So that's fine. I think, it still leaves a double, but it's not easy to get both of them. Libby doesn't take long to decide to throw that double. Puts her broom down. Or her vice puts their broom down. So that's Hillary Negrosh. Hillary's broom is ready. And Libby's in the hack, cleaning her stone off. That's a pretty big shot right here. Pretty big shot. If she misses this, then Ed scores 3. If she makes it, then she keeps a good lead. Or at worst is tied if she gets sort of just 1. The sweepers are on it hard. Stone's coming into the house right now. She's got the front one for sure. Boom, boom. Oh, and oh, they should be sweeping out of the stone. They should be sweeping. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right. So I believe we got 2 for Ed Scimia. Now that was the 6th in, and because of the time limit, they're only going to be able to play 7. Okay, because they were a little bit slow in the play. They you get a hour and 35 minutes, at which point you finish the ins you're in and play 1 more in. And so they, on the time, they ended up with only 7 ins. So this will be the last in, and it is tied up. So we will have a winner outright. No chance for it. Well, I take that back. There could be a nutmeg knockout. Is that right? Yes, if they actually somehow manage to blank the end, but that's unlikely. So advantage Libby Brundage just because she's got the hammer. We'll make sure it was pretty clear that Ed got 2 there, so it should be all tied up 4-4.
2's fine. 3 is excessive, right?
Okay, I need to switch. There we go. Now we got the right view. See the guard coming down. It's going to be a little bit light. Oh, whoops, it ended up hogging. Oh, Joe Lineker's back at his mood lighting. The warm room just got a little warmer.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to. For growth, for education.
Whoopsie.
Really hilarious.
All right, the corner guard didn't make it far enough. It's in play, but it's a little bit high.
That could be your grandpa. I think we're on. The other way is better for my
All right, I went dark there for a couple of minutes. I needed a little bathroom break. I'm back. Got a bunch of guards up front. 2 yellows and 2 reds. I do believe this is the last in. So.
You know him so well, like.
Libby needs to score 1, or Ed needs to steal 1 for the win for each of them. Libby has the hammer, all tied up 4-4. Oh, you have a Diet Coke? I'm right here, Joel. Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I feel the cards are really chasing them.
Team Brundage just puts a nice one on the button past all those guards. So Ed Scimia's got the pressure on him now. I'm sorry. I just turned that around. That is Team Scimia with the one sitting on the button. Yeah, so Ed is looking good, but now Brundage is going to return the favor. It's got a beautiful takeout by Justin Art on its way, and that nice button shot is no longer there. Yeah, well, definitely see why these teams are both 3-1 or 2-1. So one beautiful shot followed by another. Now let's see if they can Dave Bykowski can return the favor. Shot's on its way. Just got to wait for it to curl. Okay, that's starting to curl. Especially it's going to have enough energy to bump it out. It's sitting on the biting the 4 foot. It doesn't look like it's going to have enough. It's going to be close. Yeah, okay. He got it far enough, and yellow is counting. Slightly buried behind the guard. All right, the warm room's calling for guard peeling. What does Julie Posnow call? What's Julie's Posnow call? What do you want?
No, I'm just waiting to see
okay,
what they do.
She's not going to commit. Jack Miller, what's his call?
Well, I feel the guards, but she's going to go down.
And that looks like guard peeling. So Libby, no, actually, it's going to go, if that curls enough, I take that back. They're going for the back yellow one, and they've got it. Look at the curl on this stone. Oh, and it just, they moved it, and they moved it enough, and red is counting 2. 2 in the 12 foot, both sides.
Yellow can still draw behind those guards because they're still there. It didn't matter what the outcome was going to be. I know it's going to draw behind those guards.
So I'm actually standing over behind sheet A now, since that's all we've got left. Actually, a nice shot. So Ed is trying to draw in underneath those 2 guards and be counting. Right now, red is counting 2, I believe, yes. And so he's trying to draw in behind the guards. The sweepers are pounding on it. This may be a little light. It's going to come up short. It's going to end up another guard. They're going to get it across the hog, I think, but it's going to chip the guard. Doink. Yeah. So you got 4 guards up. No, 5 guards up there. So Libby's thinking about peeling the two red guards just to open it up. She just needs 1 point for the win. She needs a wide open house, and that is the call. She's going to try to open it up. She does it. It's the last in, so all that matters is 1 point. So it looks like it may have gone a little wide on the release, so we'll see. Here it comes. Here it comes back. Doesn't have enough weight to get rid of both of them. She's going to kind of move things around a little bit. Oh, it's just misses the front one. It's going to slide right through the house. All right, so Scimia has an opportunity here to sneak one in through that nice, fairly tight port and hide behind those two red guards. And they've already set the call up. They've already set the shot up. That is what they're doing. They're going to draw through the port and head for the top four.
Here we go. 2 draws. One draw. I didn't even recognize him.
Okay, so here comes Ed Scimia with his first stone without the hammer. He's throwing a draw through the port. Wants to put this on the 4 foot or maybe a little closer. And they're sweeping hard, so they're worried about hitting the guards. I can't tell. And they're past. Okay, now they're sweeping in. Ed's going to, yeah, nice shot. Biting the 4 foot. It's a little bit exposed, but not much on the other side. Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. Yeah, those guards are Ed's friends right now. She tried to, it looks like she was trying it last time. We just missed it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Levy is looking at drawing down to Ed's, and probably trying to bump Ed's stone back. It's a little bit tight. I don't even know if she can see any of it. We got so many people in the warm room right behind sheet A, I can't even get in there to look. Robert, got any chance of going in there and pushing that back? Okay, so Robert doesn't think the heavy draw is there. She's got to hit it with enough force to push it all the way back to the back 4 or more. Yeah, she's actually going to try it. This has to be a very good shot to get rid of, to be counting. She's got to bump Ed back about 2 foot, so she's out the back of the 4 foot with Ed's stone and leaves hers counting up front. The problem is getting enough curl to make it back to it, and not missing and just flashing by. The stone's on its way. The sweepers are sweeping hard. So they got to get around the 2 front guards. They're expecting a lot of curl. They're still sweeping. And are they? Yes, they're by the guards. All right, the question is, does it have enough? It's just going to come down and bump it, and Ed's still going to be counting. But, okay. This one's going to come down to the last shot for sure.
You probably could have bumped it, but
yeah, so Libby Brundage is sitting 2, and Ed is sitting 1 right now. But Libby does have the hammer, but it's looking a little challenging right now. Ed's got a stone there, as you can see, well into the 4 foot, and mostly undercover.
so maybe you can do 2 shots. You can't do 1. Right.
Yeah. Odds of being able to get it in your next shot. That's going to have to protect against it. Right. It's a whole other drive. Damn, Tom's going out there. No, otherwise we got one. I'm not sure that the draw is on the center line side anymore. Yeah, right. But I don't think you can get to the port and get to the buttons. Yeah, exactly.
So the Nutmeg Junior alumni are flexing their muscles, but Ed Scimia right now is in the driver's seat. So it looks like we'll just see. We've got 2 stones left. Looks like Ed is probably going to try to, he's just going to put a guard up to block the draw shot. The tap back draw.
Yeah, he should be blocking up that hole.
Yeah, and that looks like what he's doing. The question.
You can draw to that hole and get the button
with that yellow in the way, but it's the only shot she's got.
Yeah. You don't want to get it too close. You don't want to leave a slash possibility. I mean, just put it up there. Just put it on the line. Yeah, he's throwing the guard, and it's going to work. It's going to over curl slightly. So I just made it a little bit harder, but yeah, curled a little bit more than he wanted to.
That's the only spot she's got is to try to go through and hope it stays straight.
Well, and actually try to chip it out. Do you think he's going to have to go for the bump? It's not enough curl to chip it.
You can't chip it. She
can
bounce off it.
Okay, so they're trying to. So the problem is if you go through the port and try to draw the button, then it may curl too much. If you try to go around and bump the red into the yellow, it's hard to get enough energy on it to push the yellow out and be counting. If you try to go around the red and chip the yellow out, then if it's not perfect with enough weight, then it doesn't work. So this is a very tough shot here for Libby. It looks like they're still thinking.
So you can never get enough weight on it to
yeah.
poke it over.
I suppose you can get about a quarter of the red rock and all the yellow.
Lots of talk going on in the warmer here. I'm trying to figure out how Libby can pull this off, but it's a tough shot.
But I'm not.
I mean, the draw, it depends on how much it's curling on the right side.
I want to say that the whole, you can't get to the button.
Yeah. Well, they've only got to bite the button. The other thing is to throw that right draw, and if you have to, use the tick off the red and just bring it in that way.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, and just touch it and keep going. All right, she's setting up for the draw on the right side. It's got a very tight port and not much room to curl. This has got.
Only one facing.
I hear the commentary.
Sorry, you were trying to sleep, weren't you? Oh, he's watching a baseball game. All right, here we go. The game is on the line. Last shot, hammer. Giving him about 3 foot of broom. Stone is on its way. Looks. Oh, they're sweeping hard. They got to hold it. I think it's narrow. I believe she's on the front guard. Yeah, she's on the front guard, and this one's over. And Scimia steals one and takes the win. Okay. Yeah, she went for it but missed it. Okay, so the 6:30 draw is done. I'm going to go over and stop the stream. We'll see everybody in a little bit for the 8:30 draw. I will not be on the mic because I will be on the broom. Okay. And the stream is toast.